in the lovely Champagne Dreams Productions branch office. Hello, welcome, happy Pride. This weekend is Bismarck Pride. We're going to talk about that because obviously I am here and not there. Hello, CJ, how are you doing? Got my hair all pushed back. I got a base face on. We're going to talk about what's on my face. But want to say hello to everybody and everybody who is joining us here for this fabulous Pride chill vibes, hangout, makeup party, chat and chill, whatever you want to call it. Let me go ahead and zoom us in a little. Oh, and we got our first buffer, so it might be buffering for a little bit. We shall see. Hello, Janet. How's it going? Let me just throw these over into this drawer. I might go back for those Blend Bunny glosses. Maybe we'll use that on the lips tonight, but I want to get that out of the way. Hello, hello. Who else is here? Janet's here. CJ, hello. Hello, Mama Champagne. Hello, hello. So here we are. This is what we have going on so far. And yeah, so we're going to talk a little bit about it's Pride weekend in Bismarck, and I am not in Bismarck, which feels very strange. It feels very, very strange. And yeah, so we are definitely ready to paint a face and just kind of have a fun, chill hangout. Our contour is different on both sides of our face. That's all right. That is just fine. We might do a little bit of touch up. We did a little bit of contour on the sides. And yeah, so here's what's going on. So this base is, so for primers, I did a little bit of the Made by Mitchell, the goo, what is this called? Glow Goo. The Glow Goo primer, and then I did a little bit of the e.l.f. Melt primer, the Mint Melt. And so I decided to do that. I've got my things that I depotted. I decided to get a little use out of those, so I used that Mint Melt. Then for the foundation, we are using the Made by Mitchell Build Foundation. So this is, if you saw, hello Dion, how's it going? If you saw my Made by Mitchell brand review, I had mentioned that I was going to depot. I had two foundations. One was way too dark, and then one was lighter than I am that I bought to mix with this one. And so what I did was I actually mixed them into this little container here. Hello, Chris. Yes, we have pink hair. We've got that pushed away, and I don't have any snacks for you, so you're just gonna have to deal, Christopher. Feel very strange. You've been a Bismarck, yeah, for many, many years. So this is the foundation that I mixed together. It's still a little bit darker than I am, but it's much better than it was first. So yes, Christopher's from Bismarck, and so he lives there, so he is there. I am not there, and so I'm here. Hello, you're leaving. You should stay and get all kinds of makeup tips. But yeah, so that's the main stuff that we've got on. Then we've got a little bit of Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I used the Urban Decay Eye Primer Potion in Eden. And then I used a couple of Morphe bronzers for the contour. The bronzer stick in Sudden Heat, and then the cream bronzer from the Cheek Thrills Bronze and Tone Duo in Tulum Trip. So this is the, we used a little bit, and oh, and I did use a little bit of the powder. That's right. I went in afterwards and did a little bit of the powder. So that's what we've got on our face so far. And can I tell you, it has taken all of my willpower, all of my strength, my inner courage to not just immediately, where is it? So let me see if I can grab it. Is it content with me just like running off the side of the screen every 5 seconds? It's really taking me a whole lot of willpower to not bust out. Oh, and let me switch to all chat before I go. Before I get too far into this. There we go. Make sure. Hopefully I haven't missed anything. But yeah, so this beautiful, the new blends palette. I was like, I kind of want to do, it's Pride, let's do a rainbow thing. But you know what? If you want to see some Pride looks, and if you want to see 2 looks using this palette, Dion, who is here in the chat, Dion and I are doing 2 dual lives coming up on Mondays for Pride. So on Monday, not this coming Monday, so you're gonna have to wait a week, but on Monday the 22nd, we're going to be on Dion's channel, and we are going to be doing just Pride looks, like something, I'm going to be using this, I don't know what she's going to be using. Hello, Locke, thank you, I appreciate it, I'm loving the pink. But I'm going to be using this. She's going to be using whatever she's using for her planned look. And we're just going to be creating Pride looks that we have planned in advance, things that we're thinking about doing. Then on the 29th, Monday the 29th, on my channel, we are going to be doing Pride palette bingo. So she's got the MAC colors of Pride palette. I've got the blends palette. They're both 40 shades. And so what we're going to do is we're going to figure out how we're going to number. So like mine, I'll probably start at the top, and then I'll number 1 through 10, 11 through whatever. So we're gonna figure out our numbering system, and then I am going to pull randomly 6 numbers, and those will align to shades in our palette, and we both have to create a look using our 6 shades. So that is on Monday the 29th. So I decided not to use this palette for tonight, because I'm like, well, I'm already doing 2 Pride looks with the blends, and not that it's ever hard to convince me to use Blend Bunny palettes because I love them, but I was like, you know what, let's do something a little bit different. I got to use at least one Pride palette shadow in the look because it's in the thumbnail. Well, yeah, I know, I just switched things around from the thumbnail that I'd made for my channel, and then I was like, oh, I don't know if she's even using it, but if you don't, I think people would forgive you, but if you want to work one in, that would be good. But I decided to do something different, so I was like, you know what, with Pride, a lot of the things that we talk about is chosen family. One of the things that we talk about a lot with Pride is chosen family, and with queer people in general, we talk a lot about our chosen family. And so I am lucky that I have most of my family, you know, my mother's side of the family, which is the side of the family that I actually am in contact with and close with for the most part, pretty good. Like, we don't have always, whenever there's like TikToks and stuff of people having to worry about going to see their like creepy conservative uncle, I don't have that. When I go to family things, we're a little blue dot in a big red sea, and I love it. So it's not anything like that, but chosen family is still very, very important. Yes, chosen family is amazing. Hello, Don, welcome. And so with chosen family, it's really about finding those people. You know, I always say your vibe attracts your tribe. And so finding those people that go along, everybody saying hello. And so with the chosen family, obviously part of my chosen family are the Champagne Dreamers, all the people who subscribe to my channel, all the people who come here to chat, the Crazy Troll Nation, and all of you that are here. And I actually have a couple of palettes that were sent to me as gifts by people who are part of this channel and part of this community and part of the chosen family. So Janet had sent me this palette. This is the Ophiuchus palette. This is from Terra Moons. This is, I mean, I love greens. We know that I love green all the time. So here's this beautiful, beautiful green palette with some fun. That is calling to me. I know that I love greens, but that shade right there is screaming my name. And then also Alex sent me from Urban Decay. She sent me the Woeful Whimsy. This is the collab palette with Andromeda. And so this has some fun. There are a couple of green and green leaning. So I decided, you know what, let's go ahead and just play with these 2 palettes, and let's see what we come up with. Let's see what kind of interesting, fun, green tinged, with maybe some surprise shades we can come up with using these 2 palettes. So that is what we are going to do. We're going to have a little Gatorade, the dark blue Gatorade. Gatorade Zero. Yeah, so let's go ahead and dive into this. Let me see if I have any clean brushes. Not likely. Deanna's putting us on the TV. Well, hopefully if you jump in from time to time, we'll say hello, but thank you for being here. I appreciate you still watching. All right, so let's go ahead and... Where do I want to start? Do I want to start... Let me grab kind of a... I'm going to grab a kind of fluffy brush. And I'm going to start with Serpent Rearer, which is Serpent Rearer or Serpent Bearer? Serpent... I think the bottom might have rubbed off. It's kind of a metallic... I think it's supposed to be Serpent Bearer. And so I'm going to start with this kind of minty green shade. And I'm going to start kind of just laying down some kind of boundary to this, like I usually do. So starting in here, obviously we'll go in later with some shimmers, but I think just kind of going in and doing some minty green. And a little bit more over here. And I do want this to be, so it's a Pride night, it's a Pride hangout, but it's not necessarily Pride colors, and that's all right. Oh, double timing it. I love it. What is this? So this is a little fun. It's Pride, and we're having a Pride makeup play day and hangout. Hello, Billy. And if you're nice, you can hang out with us too. We're a fun group. We've got lots of fun chatters and people. So yeah, you are welcome to join us if you would like. So yeah, I love this. I mean, I was just editing my Barbie collection, and that's going to be my next video, is the update to my Barbie collection. And there's at least a couple times where I talk about how I love like light pink and mint green together. Is like one of my favorite combinations. So I know we're going to add more colors, and it's going to get less minty green, less pastels. But for right now, I'm just loving this with the pink hair, because I do love this kind of minty green. This is so beautiful in person. I'm trying to figure out how we're going to work that in. I feel like I'm going to keep this fluffy brush here, but I'm going to move to a stiffer brush, more of a paddle brush. And I'm going to go into, so underneath that, I'm going to start carving out kind of a faux cut crease. Yes, thank you, Dion. Don't forget to thumbs up the live. I would really appreciate it. I'm going to go into Barnard 68, I think is the name of this one. Now, Ophiuchus is a constellation. It's sometimes referred to as like the 13th zodiac. I don't know a lot about it. I had looked it up, and I looked it up to make sure that I was pronouncing it at least remotely correct, Ophiuchus. I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to start building in a contrast to that mint green. And I'm going to do that a little bit more rounded, I think. And so, yes, thank you, Dion, for reminding everybody. I would love those thumbs up. You know, we love the engagement, because the algorithm isn't a piggy bitch, and neither am I. Okay, so we're doing... Ooh. Done. This is Happy Pride. This is the look. This is crazy. I love it. I love it. It's a weird look. I am here for it. Let's go into... See, and there's some of these are like sciencey terms, because then we're going to this like teal, which is R-H-O, Ophiuchi, O-P-H-I-U-C-H-I. That one. I can't pronounce it, but I can put it on my face. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go ahead and start this at the outer corner. Do kind of a little bit of our usual kind of like faux. I love to do like a faux wing with shadow, and I love to do like a faux cut crease. It's just faux all over. Shortest stream ever, yes. It's looking very paint by numbers right now, but I'm okay with that, because we are going to pretty soon. There's so many beautiful shimmers between these two palettes, and I'm super excited. And so I just want to create shapes. There we go. And I love that this has more of a little bit like a teal, deep turquoise kind of color, because I think what I'm going to do... I think next we're going to bring in the palette that Alex sent me, the Woeful Whimsy, because I think what I'm going to do is take another kind of fluffy brush, maybe that one, and I'm going to take this shade Taffy, and what I'm going to do is go up from this outer side, because this has a little bit more of that turquoisey blue, and I'm going to marry that up to the mint green. So the shimmer will come in, and that'll give us a lot of that boom boom pow, but it's also going to, like, we're kind of doing a weird reverse on what we typically do. I figured we'd just try. Green, me, I know, right? Can you believe it? It was so hard to convince myself to work with these two palettes with all these beautiful green shades. But I like that we're kind of doing a pastel kind of halo over it, but the main eye look is going to be kind of smoky, kind of a little bit deeper, and then bright kind of explosions of shimmer. So I'm definitely liking that. So let's go ahead, and we'll even kind of maybe fill in a little bit as we're going over. I don't think we're done with mattes, but let's go ahead. I know, who could believe that I would ever choose green? I'm so unpredictable. Yes. Okay, so here's that. I feel like there's more. I think I'm going to take this shade Gumdrop, and I'm going to use this same brush. I've cleaned it off a little bit. I know, it's almost unbelievable, Mama Champagne. So yes, we're doing shimmer last. I usually like to set up most of the mattes in the look first. So I'm going to go into that Gumdrop shade, and I'm going to kind of take that along the edge of where this deeper green meets the mint green, and then blend it into that edge, just so we get a softer, a little bit brighter, because it is kind of, it's only a faux cut crease. We're not doing a full, like, cut crease. Actually, I think I have an idea of something that I'm going to do with the shimmer, and we'll see how it works out. Let me go ahead and blend. There we go. So that's kind of, we're getting our setup. We're very, very green. So I said faux cut crease. We might just go full cut crease, because I think what I'm going to do, I had forgotten, I've been wanting to try this. This is from Day Day Signature. This is the lock-in base in black. Hello, Tanya, welcome. And so I think I'm going to use this, because this has a nice doe foot, and I think I might actually paint like a cut crease, and then this will give us a dark base to put these beautiful shimmers on top of. So let me, oh God, I haven't done a cut crease in a hot minute. Oh, Jesus, take the wheel. Okay. I'm so nervous. We're going to go all the way over and then at an angle, because I think that'll line us up good with where that darker matte is. I don't know what this shape is that I'm creating. I kept trying to fix the shape, and I ended up going over all of that green, the darker green, but that's okay. Okay. Oh dear. I already got a little crazy and sloppy here. But we trust the process. We trust the process. Sorry, I'm not as chatty. I'm fighting for my life here, trying to draw a cut crease. Yes, let the makeup create the magic. Exactly. There we go. Because there are some really beautiful shimmers in both of these palettes, and I'm just so excited to let them, like, be the star. And I don't care if there's a little bit of a break there, because I have another matte that we're going to play around with that I will make sure that we bridge that a little bit better. But now, let's see, are they even remotely even? Let's see. There we go. I think that looks not too bad. There we go. So there's our kind of cut crease shape. Now it's so how long does this take to dry, Day? Day, he didn't give me any instructions about how long to let it dry. I'm gonna tap it. Tap, 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 tap. Does anybody remember that YouTube video where the girl had her dad do her voiceover? And he was just like, dab, 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 dab. And then I'm going to tap this, tap, tap, tap. It was really funny. It was very cute. It was very wholesome. Because he clearly had no idea what she was doing, but he just went with it. It was very cute. Because this will dry on its own, but I am not patient. I can't remember the name. I wish I could remember the name of it. And I think if you type in like makeup tutorial, like dad voiceover makeup tutorial, dab, 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 I think that it comes up right away. But it was so funny. It was so funny. Let me see if I can find a good, here we go. Here's a nice Singe Beauty brush. The EO7 is probably my favorite of the Singe Beauty. Let's start with... I want to start with this Kepler Supernova. And that's this one. It's looking very orange on camera, which I love. But it's also got a little bit of green. And so I think I'm going to start with that. Ooh, although there's also this one, which then goes into like... It's green, but it goes into like a red. Oh, but I like this. We're going to start with that, and then we'll see where we want to go from there. Kepler Supernova. I keep the very bottom part open. And this, because we have a dark base, that's going to change up how the shadow looks, but I'm hoping it should give it like a richer, deeper kind of color. Just kind of putting it in right now because since this is still a little tacky, it's going to probably stick to it and foil. And so I want to get good coverage over the whole space that I want to put it in. And then once that's there and kind of set down, I'm going to put some more over top of it to hopefully... There we go. Let's do like that. Because I think we're going to use one of the unearthly shimmers in the inner corner. I think we're going to do that. I need to figure out when I'm having a filming day again. I'm backed up on editing. I've still got videos that are filmed that haven't been edited. But now I decided, since I did a video about Scream 6, last night I watched Scream 7. It's been added to Paramount Plus, so I decided to watch it. And I have some thoughts. I was a little nervous that I was going to hate it, and I did not. I don't think that it was perfect. I don't necessarily even think it's like one of the best sequels, but there are things about it that I really liked. There were lots of fun people in it. I still think that the firing of Melissa Barrera after Scream 6 was absolutely inexcusable. She was ahead of the curve, calling out the genocide before anybody else was, so the fact that she was fired from that movie is like reprehensible. But if you don't know, Melissa Barrera, who was in Scream 5 and 6, and was really kind of, she along with Jenna Ortega were kind of the main characters of the new Scream sequels. She was fired for speaking out against Israel's genocide in Palestine, and kind of ignited a bit of a firestorm in the Scream fan community because of her firing. And Jenna Ortega exited the project not too long after that. And some people, they were saying that it was scheduling issues. And then some people said that it was like in solidarity. It might have been a combination of both. We don't really know. That's pretty. That is pretty. But so some people weren't even going to watch the new Scream. But they brought back Sidney Prescott. And I have thoughts. I have some thoughts. There were 2 different times where they referenced Sidney not being in New York, which I felt like, I wasn't sure. I was like, is this a dig? Is this a dig at Neve Campbell because she sat out Scream 6 because they weren't paying her enough? And so I was like, did they write that? Because there's one where she said, I should have been in New York. And I was like, did they write that for her as like is it kind of a shady thing? I mean, Kevin Williamson wrote the screenplay, I believe, and he's gay. And we know that us gays, we do love a shady moment. I'm going to go into Zeta Ophiuchi. It's another one of that word, Ophiuchi. This is that one that's kind of green gold into like a purple. And I'm going to put this on the edge of this and then go a little bit further this way with it. Let's see how those blend together. We're not getting any of the green. When I look at it on camera, I'm not getting any of the green. I'm only getting purple. In person, I see a little bit of the green in both of these shades, but it's kind of funny to me because, I think they're names of stars. I think that they might be ones that are in the constellation Ophiuchus. It's so pretty, but it's so not green at all. It's not giving me any of the green, which is fine. It doesn't have to. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life, Zeta Ophiuchi. But I wouldn't, if you decided to give me some green, I wouldn't be upset about it. Wouldn't be mad. Wouldn't be mad. Okay, I see now. I also heard that North Dakota, that ND is Israeli and a Zionist, whatever that is, and is in the killings going on and sending funds to the government. ND, does that mean Natasha Denona? Are you talking about Natasha Denona? I don't know. I know that Anastasia Beverly Hills had posted some like pro-Putin stuff, and there's some suggestion that she's been like pro-Zionist. I haven't heard it. So my understanding, I might not have this 100% correct, but my understanding of a Zionist is somebody who is pro-Israel. So like Israel as... So you are seeing green in the multi-chrome? Okay. I mean, there's lots of green around it, but I'm not seeing any green in the like metallic shade. So my understanding is a Zionist is somebody who supports like the nation of Israel. Because that's been one of the hard things about this whole thing is that one way to try to shut down any anti-Israel like discussion is just to call people anti-Semitic, which anti-Semitic means that you are prejudiced against Jewish people. Now, Jewish people and the nation of Israel are not the same thing. So you can absolutely be anti-Zionist without being anti-Semitic, because you're not saying anything about Jews shouldn't exist, like Jews are bad people, like you're not saying anything that would be anti-Semitic. You are saying that the government of Israel is doing some shitty things right now and has been for years, and we should stop them. And that's what she was doing, is she was calling out the government of Israel, and so then she was sort of branded as anti-Semitic and all this kind of shit. So like I said, I'm not an expert on that. I'm going to go into this one to put that on. We're going to get some green in this shimmer by hook or by crook. But yeah, so that she was one of the early ones to really kind of call that out, and it led to her getting fired from Scream 7. But yeah, I haven't heard that about Natasha Denona. That's interesting. I should do a little digging around on that, because that would be interesting to know if that's true. I'm trying to connect this down to the edge of our little faux wing here. You've been buying all these Natasha Denona. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard that. It wouldn't. Rich people shit never surprises me anymore, so I wouldn't be surprised if that was true. But I had heard that about Anastasia Beverly Hills, but I hadn't heard that about. And I don't know as much about the like pro-Israel, like anti-Palestinian stuff for Anastasia. I know that she had posted some like pro-Putin stuff. This is wild. Well, I heard it on the Fancy Face channel, and they had a beef a while ago, so take that. The Fancy I just can't watch the Fancy Face. I've tried. I know that she's kind of a darling in certain areas of the indie beauty space. The way that she went after Marlena Stell a couple of times over not getting free shit. I mean, and she tried to say, like, this is bigger things or whatever, but then as she was talking through it, it's like, this is just an ego thing because you didn't get free shit. And so I just was like, I gotta be done. I gotta be done. Because it was so like, because it was like 5 brands I'm not shopping from anymore. It was a video like that. And it was very mean-spirited. And it was very like, these people, like, it was all just stuff of like, well, I didn't get this, or I didn't get an invite to this, or I didn't get this free thing, or, and it's like, well, and it's not about free PR because I'm not, whatever, not doing whatever for just a free lipstick. Like, I can't be bought or whatever. But then it was really just all about not getting PR or not getting certain collections or not getting certain invites. And I was just like, I can't do it. I think I have her palette with Sydney Grace. I think I have both of her palettes that she did with Odin's Eye. She sometimes does good makeup, but I couldn't take I used to watch her all the time, but not much anymore. I watched on a whim yesterday. Yeah. I don't know. She used to do like swatch videos of a couple indie brands that I really, really loved. So here's the kind of the color on the lid. I'm glad we added some of that turquoise. I think I need to add more of. So this is Alpha Ophiuchi. Terra Moons, why are you giving me all the names that I don't know how to pronounce? Let me go ahead and bring a little bit more, because I'm going to darken this outer corner, and I want to make sure I don't lose all that turquoise, but... Yeah, that's what I didn't... The entitlement, exactly. And that was... And the problem is that it was clearly entitlement, but she was trying to couch it and make it seem like she was, like, a victim of something bigger. And I was just like, no, you just wanted free shit, and that's fine. If you want free shit... and you didn't get it and you're mad about it, be mad about it. But don't try to act like this is some sort of like campaign against you, or that you didn't get it because of this and that and whatever. You just didn't get some free shit and you're mad about it. So just say that. Like, just say it out loud. When Makeup Geek was based in Michigan, Marlena's team contacted me to be an arm model for shadow swatches up in Jackson. I had so much fun, didn't meet her personally, but they treated me to lunch. Well, that's lovely. I've like everybody, I've heard some mixed things about Marlena Stell, but overall, a lot of it I've heard really, really good stuff. So I'm going to go into this Carnival shade, which is kind of a white-based duochrome that's got a bit of orange, and I'm going to do that in the inner corner. That's fun that you got to be an arm model for Makeup Geek. That's a lot of fun. I know the Fancy Face also used to do more swatches, and I used to be more into watching content that was about like single shadows and things, because I used to be really into buying single shadows. That was my problem, is that I never actually turned into using single shadows. That's where it all fell apart. But oh, I like that. It does it blends in a little bit next to that other one, but it is a little bit lighter, a little bit brighter. I think as we go under where there's none of that black primer, I think that will, oh yeah, I like that. I like that. Gave me mileage and gas and a ton of product. That's lovely. I'm glad you had that experience. That sounds fantastic. And now what I'm gonna do, this may go wrong, but you know what? We're just having a fun, because this twin set nebula, this kind of like lime green with orangey gold shimmer, I'm gonna put that on the rest of the lower lash line. I just think it looks really cool. Oh, I just wanted to have more of the lime though. Look at that. I'm not getting any of the lime green. All of these shimmers that have like green in the base or green as part of the shift, I feel like I'm getting none of the green on my actual eye. Which that's the nature of multichromes, duochromes, is that they're going to look different depending on what you put them next to, how you apply them, where you apply them. It's not really something you can complain about, but I just wish I was getting more of the green. Because I love this look, but I feel like this mint lime into turquoise is looking a little crazy right now because there's no green in any of that shimmer until you get to this outer part. I want more green. Okay, what are we gonna do? I think we want to add a little bit more green. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back into this palette and I'm gonna go back into Gumdrop. And I'm gonna put a little bit of this where this turquoisey shade meets up with this shimmer and kind of blend those just so that I get a little bit more. Because I feel like, I know you don't have to completely marry, and sometimes I do like to have a little bit of a mismatched lower lash line, but I just feel like if I'm going to have green up here, I want to have a little bit more green down here as well. Angles and light, tricky with duos and hollows, yeah. We never see on the lid or nail what we see in the pan. Exactly, Tanya. It's always tricking me. And this one, it looks so green. And that's why I brought this one in, because I was like, I'll do this on the bottom. And I'll have this pop of lime green. And then you saw none of the green. Like, literally none of the green. So let's add a little bit of green. And then let's do a little bit more green here along the edge. And I know I'm kind of messing up this line where I was trying to create the cut crease, but I need to have a little bit more green. I need to have a bit more. There we go. That's a little better. There we go. And remember, trust the process. Hello, Michael. Well, it's good to see you again. Last time I didn't subscribe to you and could not remember your channel. I'm glad to see. Well, I'm glad to see you too. Don't forget to subscribe before you go. You don't want to have to try to track us down again, Michael. Would love to have you subscribe and join the Champagne Dreamers. I'm also going to do a little bit of... Let me grab that fluffy brush. I'm just trying to find ways to make this even more green. And so I'm going back into Gumdrop, and I'm going to take this fluffy brush, and I'm just going to kind of go along the edge here of this, just so that we get like a little bit of like a halo of green next to the turquoise. Yes, we're glad to have you back again. Welcome back. All the way to the edge. Yeah, I think I want to take over any of that mint. I don't care if this turquoise is still here, because that'll go with the turquoise at the end. There we go. This is kind of an odd little look, but I don't dislike it. It's kind of fun. Let's go ahead. Let's start putting on some lashes and some things, and then we can figure out if we need to add anything else. But I like that it's kind of this green turquoise, but then we've got this weird orangey gold pink on the lid. So let's go ahead and grab our Lash Princess mascara. Sorry that I suddenly went like completely silent as I'm doing my eyelashes, but I need to pay attention or I will poke myself and go blind because I am not coordinated like that. And so you can see even with just a little bit of mascara on these wispy little lashes, it already is starting to pull together. I'm telling you, mascara and lashes and liner, those like finishing eye steps really can pull a look together so easily. And so if it's looking weird to you and you're not sure and you're feeling frustrated, think about slapping on your mascara and some lashes and like see how you think about it then, because sometimes it's just that unfinishedness that people are like, oh, I don't know if I like that. Yes, that would not be good. You wouldn't be able to see, oh, well, thank you, Michael. I appreciate that. Yeah, so there we have the majority of our eye look done. I'm loving this. I'm loving a little bit of green. Some interesting kind of colors. Very fun. What should I do for lashes? I do have these Trixie lashes, the Foxy lashes. I don't know which collection these are from. Were these from Solid Pink Disco? I just think that because they're like silver holographic. Always about trusting the process. Hello, Kayla. Nice to see you again. Yes, these are a little bit smaller than I would normally go, but you know what? We've got such an impactful, multi-chromy kind of look that let's go with these smaller lashes. And if we hate it, we can always switch them out too. Like that's the thing. People get so uptight about makeup, and it's like, you know what? It's liquid and cream and powder. It washes off. And if you don't like it, if you don't like the lashes, you can just peel them off and put on different ones. Like, it's not that big of a deal. You're not... This isn't a tattoo. I'm being really wild. I'm not even trimming the edges of these. We'll see how this goes. Everybody saying hello to Kayla. Hello, hello. All right. And let me get... lash number 2. I do worry, these are a little bit bigger than most Trixie lashes. A lot of Trixie lashes, for a big old drag queen, she makes a lot of tiny lashes for tiny women. And so these are not necessarily looking, they're looking a little bit thin, but they are, I mean, they're pretty full. So I think they'll look like small lashes for me, but I think they'll still be okay. But we'll see how I feel about it. But I want to get the like blackness and the presence of lashes, but I want the like look to kind of show through. Like I still want to get, I don't want to put on these big things that are going to cover up most of this like metallic color. That's what I worry about. All right, yes. So this is, you know, we're doing this little Pride hangout. This is the weekend of Bismarck Pride. And with all of the like drama and everything that was going on, everything that happened, they decided not to put together a show, not to try to organize a show. They stepped back from having a show after they dismissed me, and I did not have the time or the resources, or in some ways the inclination to try to put together my own event for Bismarck Pride. And so they had an event this afternoon, and then there's no event tonight. So I was like, you know what, let's have a live stream, and if there's anybody in Bismarck that wants to join us, they certainly can. Watch Sleepaway Camp Squirrel. I'm so glad you watched Sleepaway Camp. What did you think? Are you a happy camper? Have you been seduced over to the dark side of Sleepaway Camp fandom? This lash is subtle, but I kind of like it. It does remind me of the other thing I was going to do, because there is another shadow that I want to add to all of this. Everybody's saying hello, hello, lovely. I would love it if mascara didn't smear like crazy on me. I just gave up and bought clear. Oh no! I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah, mascara can get a little wild sometimes. The Lash Princess, I love the Lash Princess. It's $5. You can get it at Ulta, at pretty much any drugstore. It's by Essence. It's so good. I don't know why these brands are out here selling $30 mascaras that like aren't half as good as Lash Princess. Like, they're just not. So here is the look. So what do we need? I do want to put a little bit of, there's a dark shade here in Woeful Whimsy. There's this shade Twister, and so I did want to put a little bit of that. I always love to darken the outer corner just to give it a little bit of depth, and I feel like I had done that a little bit with that dark turquoise, but I want to add even just a little bit of this in, just to kind of right around the edge, and then kind of pulling it out towards this like faux wing. Because again, I don't like doing wings with eyeliner because I'm terrible at it. I keep trying. That blue look that I did for Art and Alchemy collab, that one I did kind of winged liner, and I'm always trying and I'm always practicing, but it doesn't ever work out the way I want it to work when I do. So I like to just kind of pull to kind of a triangle wingy kind of shape rather than doing full. And then we can even like create an edge. Sometimes just creating a little bit of an edge on a look. Now, if you were watching my post tab today, I put up 2 posts. The first one was I put up a couple of stone medusas. That was my friend Janine's shop, Crystal Clear. It's the one that I always want to call Crystal Light, but it's Crystal Clear. But my head always goes to, I believe in crystal light, because I believe in me. Very 80s. But my friend Janine ordered in 2 medusas for me, a garnet and a serpentine. And then, so I posted that while I was having lunch at Kaizen, which is this ramen place in Grand Forks. It's so good. Everybody's saying hello, hello. I have very long lashes anyway, and a little mascara, and it's out of my arm's length. I love that. I have tiny, wispy little lashes, so I need them just to show that they that they showed up. But yeah, so I got I picked those up a couple days ago, but I posted the picture of the garnet and the serpentine medusas. And then I was out and about, and I decided to go to, there's this place called Ohata Records / Dog Mahal. They also do this lovely, they do all different kinds of like all beef hot dogs and stuff. And they'll do like Weenie Wednesday, and they have different kinds of buffets and things, and so they have really good food. And I went there, and I was buying some cheap comics, and then as I was going out the door, so there's this little regional kind of arts indie journalism publication called the High Plains Reader that is now out of Fargo. It was actually founded in Grand Forks, and then 15 years ago or something. It's been a long time, but it moved down to Fargo. And I sometimes submit pieces to it, and I saw that they had one, and I picked it up, and it happened to be the one that my article was in. So I actually got a piece of, because I publish stuff on my own website all the time, and so I do lots of writing, and I have lots of things published, but it's always fun when there's like a physical piece of media that you have that has your work in it. So I was very excited to find that. That was very cool to be able to pick that up, because it was my Big Titty Brian Gnome. It was my article about him. And sorry, my nose, oh, it's gonna look gross. I'm so sorry, but the inside of my nose is itching. Janessa inherited her wimpy lashes from me, and neither of us are happy. Yeah, I have little glass, like, so as a kid, I was like blonde as all get out. I was so blonde. As I got older, my hair darkened, but my glassy little blonde lashes and my thin little blonde eyebrows did not. They are still blonde as blonde can be. And it's like, well, the eyebrows I'm fine with because I just shaved those off anyway, but like, if the eyelashes could have darkened along with my hair, that would have been lovely. Or if they could have just left my blonde hair alone and not darkened it, either way. But like, it was just hateful the way that they did it. Garnet and Serpentine use it. Yeah, they're beautiful. If you check out my post tab, there's pictures. They're very cool. Medusa, yeah, they are gorgeous. I think at some point I might ask her to look and see if there are just like Medusa heads, like see if anybody has like carved Medusa heads. But I like that these have the whole body, like the snake tail. It's very cool. Hello, Janine. Yes, I posted those today on my YouTube post tab, my new Medusas that I got from your shop. And I don't know if you were here when I said it, but I just, for some reason, the name of your shop, my brain immediately first thinks Crystal Light, and then I have to think the Crystal Light commercial. I believe in Crystal Light because I believe in me. And then I can think Crystal Clear. But my brain has now programmed that in permanently. So whenever I say the name of your shop, it takes me a hot second to get there because I have to go through the wrong name first. So, yes. Yeah, but sometime, I mean, I'm at kind of my rock shopping limit for a little bit, but, oh, the Crystal Light jingle, yes. I saw that. It's actually laughed out loud. I love that. So yeah, at some point when I am looking for rocks again, if you ever see any where like it's a full head, like a Medusa head, definitely on the lookout for that as well. I thought it was you. I love watching your videos from your shop. They're so fun. Yes, we've been enjoying watching whenever you do like little scans of the new arrivals. That's always a favorite. All right, I think this is good. I was thinking about what is missing. What's missing is eyebrows, so we should definitely. It's been so long. It's all about the ending. Yes. Yeah, the ending is wild. The ending is wild. And I love that it just leaves it there. There's no like wrap up. There's no like after the big reveal kind of scene. Like they just reveal what has happened and then it fades out. And I think it's amazing that they do it that way. Now, I haven't had a chance to have a conversation with Felissa. I messaged her because there is a company, I think it's Kenan Thompson's production company, has licensed the rights to do a reboot remake of Sleepaway Camp. And my understanding is that Robert Hiltzik, who is Hiltzik, is going to be involved, maybe writing the script. And so I'm very, very interested to talk to her. I don't know if she's involved. I don't know if they've contacted her. I don't know where they're at in the whole like pre-production process. But I kind of want to ask her about like what her thoughts are. Because that's one of the things that when I've talked to Felissa and when I talked to her on my podcast, that I think that, you know, there is some people feel that it's very transphobic. And we talked about that in the Pride chat this last week, where we talked about how there are some things that, you know, maybe more subjectively transphobic, but not necessarily objectively. That's a whole long conversation or whatever. But I wanted to know, like, what are her hopes for a remake? Like, what does she hope it'll look like? It'll come out of it, like how they handle you know, Angela and that whole situation. And so I'm very interested to talk to her. She was going to do an interview that I'm going to put into an upcoming video about sleepaway camp, but we just haven't had a chance to connect. I thought it was you. It's been so long. It's all about the ending. Thank you so much. I love this. Thank you. Yeah, this is a fun look. I used a couple of palettes that were gifted to me by people who are part of this like chat community. Janet, who I think is here in the chat, sent me the Ophiuchus palette from Terra Moons. And Alex, who I haven't seen pop up in the chat, but she's here most of the time, or she'll do a replay crew, sent me the Unearthly Cosmetics Woeful Whimsy. Hello, Tom. Happy Pride. Hello, hello. Yeah, I saw you just messaged me on Facebook as well. We're having a little fun hangout. So happy Pride. Pride. Those are for Pride. Yeah, so we're gonna try to do eyebrows now. Everybody, whatever you believe in, just say a prayer to it, because we're about to do eyebrows and things could get weird. There we go. Not bad. Not bad, but we're not out of the woods yet. If you've been here before, you know that the first eyebrow usually goes on pretty well. And then the second eyebrow is where it gets weird. It gets weird. Yes, we decided to go pink. We needed a little something to spice it up this year. We were feeling a little bit tired of the blonde, and so we decided to go for a little bit of pink. Some Arctic Fox. It is fading a little faster than I would like. I mean, I do like this lighter pink, and it does seem to be holding on. Yeah, so this is okay. Hello, Cheese. How you doing? Eyebrow number 2. It's coming. It's coming. It's gonna happen. It's gonna be lovely. That's actually not bad. That's not bad. I'm good, Cheese. How are you doing? I mean, the eyebrows are never twins. They're never really sisters. These two could be cousins. I feel like these two could be cousins. Most of the time, they're two girls who went to the same school and they don't even like each other. Like, that's usually the situation that we're in with eyebrows. But we got some eyebrows. So we're going to add a little bit of shadow to those in a minute. I used a much different brush. I used just this regular paddle brush. I couldn't find a little... so I just was like, well, it'll be fine. And actually, this wasn't too bad. These actually turned out... Maybe I have to think about using this kind of brush more often. Maybe I'm using a brush that's too small, and that's what's doing it. So, yeah, I don't mind this. So I'm gonna let those dry because those need a hot second. Let's do some blush and highlighter, and let's use the new psilocybin cheek palettes. I think these could be fun. And I think that I want to use a little bit of this shock value and a little bit of bang. This is the darker of the two. And then let's do a little bit of this mustard shade. Are these weird colors with this green? I'm starting to rethink my whole life. Are these weird colors to use with the green? These blush colors? You like them? Okay. Mustard always... Yeah, the mustard goes with green. I think it's these purples, and I think the purples with the mustard are what's throwing me off. So I think we might actually just use just this red and then the mustard shade. We'll start with those. I don't know what that was. Holding it up, nobody could see anything. Let me go ahead and grab this poor Trixie brush. Has seen some things. Let me go ahead and... And I always like a red blush with green. I think it looks fun. So let's go ahead and start adding. And then we'll use the yellow like highlighter shade that's in here too. Let's go ahead. Oh, I'm liking that red. Oh, that's pretty. That red is pretty. I like this. Do I want to add mustard to this? I'm liking this red. Do I want to go with maybe like a pink to keep it in this kind of red? Or maybe, you know, when it blends together, maybe I'll love the blend. I don't know why I'm talking myself out of everything tonight, but I'm gonna use the same brush. I just kind of tried to clean it off a little bit in my color switch. Now we're gonna go into Amped, which is the mustard blush. Oh, I like that ombre. That's cute. Okay, yeah. See, once I got it on, because it does create like a little bit of an orange where it comes together. And so it becomes almost this rainbowy, like, oh, that's pretty. Oh, that's pretty. Okay. There's an old live stream where I scroll just to pick up a lady standing there. 1,700 watching. Oh no! That's the kind of shit I wish I could figure out. Like those people who like, do you remember in the early days Jenny Cam? When she just had a like webcam in her house and just let it record everything, and like the internet was so new that like people paid money for that. She just did all her regular stuff and just had the webcam running all the time, and people were fascinated. Fascinated. It's kind of like when I first got the Sims game. Like, Sims 1, I was hooked. I used to stay up all night playing The Sims. And it's so dumb, because if you had told me, like, before that came out, like, by the way, you're going to play a game where you just sit there and watch somebody, like, wash dishes, go to the bathroom, go to bed, go to work, go to cook a meal, go to bed, I would have been like, God, fucked, are you kidding me? There's no way I'm going to watch that. Obsessed. I was obsessed with The Sims. Loved it. I am loving this cheek situation. I don't feel like it's even from cheek to cheek, but I just, either cheek is gorgeous. I just want them to look more like each other, but there's kind of a weird spot with the contour there. If we kind of soften that a little bit. This is a weird look. This is a weird look, but I'm liking it. I was just thinking about Jenny Cam the other day. I had a boss that told me about it. It sounded kind of stupid, but she knew. Yeah, she made money off of it. And like, it was just, she wasn't doing anything. Like, there was nothing. Like, I think, I don't know enough about it, but I think like if somebody came over to her house and they had sex, like they just had sex on camera. Like, it was just like her doing her everyday stuff. And it was so fascinating to people for some reason. All right, let's do a little bit of highlight. Let's do, these are the same in both palettes. I'm going to do a little bit of both. I'm going to do kind of like how we've got the red going into the mustard blush. Let's do this kind of red glittery highlight. Zeitgeist. And then we'll blend in the and then we'll go into Subliminal, which is the yellow. So yeah, again, just kind of a fun. I know, CJ, me too. That's because I keep it, and now like the fact that there's like people who sell feet pics and like make money, I'm like, if I could just find some like rich pervos that love big, ugly feet, I would be set. I would be set. Because I have big, ugly feet. I have big monster feet. Monsterfeet.com. I'd sell some feet pics. I ain't too proud to beg. I'm like TLC. This is such an interesting... And it's so interesting when you can still see my pink hair, too. Like, there's something about it that's so whimsical. I'm just loving this. Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, monsterfeet.com. If I can find the market, it's coming. It's coming. Pretty. Pretty. Oh, I love that highlight. That highlight is bananas. Let's do, okay, now that we've let the brows simmer a little bit, let's go ahead and go back to the Ophiuchus and let's grab some, right? I need some weird niche thing that people would pay money to watch. I remember once saying I'd do something like play dinosaur figurines. I'm at, there you go. Well, and I know that like some people find it easier to like monetize on Twitch, and I've thought about just like, because I've been playing a lot of video games, like not a lot of it, I've been playing one video game. I've been playing City of Heroes, and so if I could find people that wanted to like pay for a stream where we just sit and play City of Heroes, like I would be made in the shade, because I have been obsessed with City of Heroes. I was there when it closed down, and so when I was able to get it uploaded again, I was so excited. I'm gonna go for, I'm doing the teal matte Row Ophiuchi over top of the liner, and then we're gonna do a little bit of the teal shimmer shade at the front. So again, we always love an ombre brow. I need to set that brush somewhere where I'll remember, because these have turned out so well. Well, thank you, Cheese. I appreciate you. Yeah, I'm loving this. This is kind of a fun little look. So now we're going to go into Alpha Ophiuchi, and that's the little shimmer shade, and we are going to just put some shimmer into these brows. You gotta have some shimmer in the brows. Required. Yeah, I don't know if Tom is still here. I don't know if I'm going to make it to Pride this year in Duluth. I've gone to Pride in Duluth the last couple years. I think it's always Labor Day weekend, and things have been so wild that I'm not sure. Ooh, would metallic freckles be too much? Is there too much? Is there such a thing? Metallic freckles might be fun with this. Let's pick a lip color, and then we might do that. We might do some, but I'm loving this cheek combo with like the red to the orange and the like red to the yellow. I don't know that I want to cover that with anything. I just am so in love with that blend. It's so quirky and fun. What kind of lip do we do with this? What kind of lip should we have? I don't know. We have this color from Gavisi Beauty. Because remember, I won't always have the pink hair. So I think the pink hair is throwing it off a little bit, because I'm like, oh, is this too reddish? But I think with that, I think it doesn't look bad. I think it's just because the hair is so pink, it's looking weird against the pink hair. Is this the color? Is that the color? I don't know. What else do we have? These are reds and oranges. We do have, ooh, I have this one from Unicorn Snot, which is kind of like it's a similar kind of color. It's a little bit more red, but then it's got this like golden glitter. That's really fun. So there's the Gavisi, there's the Unicorn Snot. What else is in my red orange bin? I've got this one, which is just like, is this a metallic liquid metal lip paint? That's from Unicorn Snot. I've got that. Do I have a wig in mind? I don't. Probably just my blonde one, I think. I've got my bleach blonde one, or I've got Jennifer Grey pubes. I've got the like curly one that's kind of a brownish gray. The more red one. So like this one, let me put them so that you can actually see all of the colors. So these are kind of the three. So we've got 1, 2, and 3. What do people think for the best lip color? 1, 2, or 3? Couple votes for 1. Yeah, I think this might be the winner. I think you're right. We've got a lot of votes for this. Jennifer Grey pubes. Yeah, I call her that because she's kind of like a brunette with gray. And we asked, Acacia forgot, I asked her to style it kind of like Jennifer. Well, I asked her for just like a curly kind of shake and go kind of style. And when it came in, I was like, she looks like Jennifer Grey from Dirty Dancing. And so then Angie and so Angie like Photoshop my face onto Jennifer Grey from somewhere. I'll have to find that picture. But I started calling her Jennifer Grey pubes just because I'm a monster. Yeah, so I think we're gonna go with this Unicorn Snot. Does this have a color name? It just says step 1. Do you have a name? Oh God, it's on a clear sticker. Clash, maybe? Okay. Okay, yeah, I love Acacia. She's so lovely. Jennifer Grey pubes, maybe for the wig, yeah. We might bring the blonde and Jennifer Grey pubes both over here. And I do have to say, this Unicorn Snot, it's not that I don't like it. Oh, I hate this applicator, but I do feel like it's a little bit thicker, and I feel like I have to dip in more times than I do with some other formulas. Like, I don't feel like as much picks up on the doe foot. I'm trying to get the tops of my lips to match. A fool's errand! Oh, I like this color though. Yeah, this was the right color choice. Oh, well, thank you. So I think I've decided I'm not going to do the freckles because I just realized that I'm out of paper towel in this office, and down in our like bathroom, we have those like industrial, like the like scratchy paper towels, and anytime I've tried to do the freckles with that, they don't work out right. Like they don't come off the paper the way they should. I have to have like a full like brawny paper towel, and I am out in this office. I was just looking over to my little supply shelf. So I think I will. Hello, happy Pride Month. Hello, Cody Blotter, nice to see you. Hello and welcome, welcome. We are doing a little face today. We're almost done with the face. Just doing some kind of fun stuff. I learned a tip recently that makes me laugh but also helps. Start lining the lips, then turn your head to draw the line quickly. I love that. Yeah, and I'm trying to like, because I'm using my anatomy as like a suggestion. Wonderful to see you as always, looking good. Thank you, thank you. Because I overdraw, there's even that little bit more of a challenge trying to make things match when you're creating anatomy as you go. Yeah, I think that's close enough. We'll let this dry for a hot second, and then we will, I will put a beauty mark on though. I need to get another one of my little ColourPop star stampers. I miss my star beauty mark, but I can still have just a regular. Yes, so Cody Blotter, if you don't know, Cody Blotter, she's a drag queen, she's a model, she's an actress, but also a published author. So that book that I showed off in a couple of lives, Relict, that is Cody's book. So this is, so that book that I was talking about, this is the author right here in our midst for this little Pride chill live stream hangout. I think we're good. Well, actually, I should put the glitter on. I think we need to add the glitter. This color is really fun. I do love this color, but we always love glitter. So let's. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, it's on my to be read pile. I am in the middle of The Deep by Nick Cutter, which is this like underwater horror. And so I feel like your book could be a good follow-up after I'm done with that. And so maybe we'll read that next after that. Yeah, The Deep. The Deep. I watched a TikTok, and of course I bought two at the same time. So I bought The Deep, and then I bought Into the Drowning Deep. I don't remember the name of the author for that one. But, yeah. Yes, Janet, they are. Unicorn Snot is who made this. They are a glitter, they do all kinds of like glitter gels, glitter lipsticks, lip paints, stuff like that. And they are still very much in business. So I'm liking that. Again, I think it is all a little bit, once you take away the pink, I think it's even more coherent. I think that my vision is being thrown off a little bit by the pink hair. So let me grab a couple of wigs and bring them over here. So talk amongst yourselves. The age-old question of, is this content whenever I go to like run off camera to grab a wig and just like yell at you from behind the camera somewhere? Let me grab. So we've got two. Oh, that's not the blonde one I thought it was. Okay, hold on. Where's just my blonde updo? There she is. Okay. Coming back, coming back. Sorry, the blonde that was sitting where I was looking was not the blonde that I thought it was. I've been moving some things around in the office, and it was the blonde double stack, which I like, but is kind of a pain, and it's not the one that I wanted to wear tonight. So, oh, let's see, I'm knocking over things. Okay. Before we put a wig on, so this is, we've got a blonde and then we've got Jennifer Gray Pubes over here. We're going to do a little bit with both of them. Hello? Yes, Unicorn Snot is a very fun name, and they have very fun glittery products. It's not my favorite glitter company, but they are pretty good. Do a little setting spray, so we should do a little setting spray before we some business. Okay, good. There we go. She's a look. All right, so let me set my fan back down. Because like I said, I think once we get a color, like a different hair color instead of the pink, I think it's even gonna like come together a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. So there is the look. Yes, once we get, yeah, that pink was throwing it off for me because I think even with the greens, some of these greens are a little bit swampier and so a little bit warmer. And so then when we've got this warm cheek and then this warm lip, I think it looks so much more pulled together when we've got some hair that is not pink. So there is the blondie. And then let's try Jennifer Gray Pubes and see which of these we like better. I probably will wear both of them because after this is done, we're going to do some TikToks and things like that. We'll do some photos. And so now we have Jennifer Gray Pubes. Nobody puts baby in the corner. So here we have Jennifer Gray Pubes. What do we think of this wig? I think I like this one better. I like both of them because I think they're both just more like neutrally hair colors. So it's not, doesn't go too far either way. But I think this is fun with the dark roots. Because this has a little bit of smokiness, a little something something. Yeah, everybody's liking this one. Yeah, I think this one is the better choice with the two. This was such a throwaway wig, and I've ended up using this for so much. I've used it for a couple of photo shoots. It was just because I had gotten this one, and I have another one that's more kind of yellow and peachy orange that we call Funant. And I got them just because I wanted, so many of my wigs are so structured that if I have like headbands or little crowns or a tiara or something, I needed some wigs that were a little bit like looser and less structured so that I could work those in. And so they were just kind of throwaway filming wigs that I just ordered from her. She was having a, excuse me, pretty girl, her commissions were open and I was like, can I get a couple of these wigs that I can just kind of fluff around? And then they've ended up being some of the best wigs that I have for just all kinds of different occasions. Yeah, I think this is better. I love it. I can't find I had a straw over here at the desk, but I do love Gatorade. I don't buy it that often, but yeah, I like this. She's just kind of cute. She's kind of fun. And then you can, like, if you want to throw a clip in this, you can. If you've got any kind of little, like, hair clip, you can put that in there. You can put a little crown. You can put a little headband in here. There are some loose hairs that are making me itch a little bit, but... So this is the look. This is our Pride look. What do we think? Cucumber Gatorade is my favorite. I tried the cucumber one and I couldn't do it. I usually like cucumber, like I like cucumber water, and there was something about the cucumber Gatorade that just it didn't sit well with me. I couldn't do it. Oh. And I also just like cucumber. Thank you, Cheese. I appreciate it. Every once in a while, I just get in a mood where I'm like, dinner tonight, we're just going to have one cucumber. We're just going to slice it up and we're going to sprinkle it with a little bit of salt. And I'm going to have like a California ladies who lunch kind of dinner. We're just going to eat some little cucumber slices and be dainty and delicate. This cheek. Oh my God, I can't get over this cheek. This Blend Bunny. It's so good. It's so good. I feel like I need little earrings. What kind of little earrings do I need? Let me see what we've got. I do have... These are too blue, because we've got the little Blockbuster earrings. Oops. This mirror is doing weird things. Ooh, how about peach? We do have these little Sweet Valley High. Oh, those are cute. I like that. So we'll do these are the earrings. It's Double Love Sweet Valley High. These are from Femme de Bloom. They look like little book covers. My ears are like, not only is the lobe kind of a weird shape, but they're pointed in such a way that like earrings sit like flat to my head. Like they never... I want them to be a little bit more out, and they just never are. But cucumber limeade, that sounds really good. Lime is an underappreciated flavor. I love lime. I love limeade, and I just wish there were more things that were lime flavored. Because didn't Skittles change their lime Skittle to apple? And I am ready to file charges. I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy. These Femme de Bloom, their earrings are usually like $8 to $10 for a pair, and they do so many of these little printed acrylic. I've got the Burn Book from Mean Girls. I've got Gem from Gem and the Holograms. These are fun when I do a horror video. I've got Final Girl. I've got a little Stephen King, The Shining. I feel like we need to be a little bit darker. We're going to wear the Shining earrings. We're going with the darker wig. We're going to go with the darker earrings. The key lime flavor of LaCroix is pretty good. LaCroix doesn't sit right with me, but they do have, I buy the Aldi, like, pure water in little, like, 1 liter things, and they have a lime flavor that's really good. They also have a white grape that's not always there, but when it is, I buy them out because it is so good. Yeah. Yeah, I think a little bit of darkness with the dark shirt, because I'm not putting on a dress. I'm just going with the Shira shirt that I have on. I think the Shining earrings are cute. So excited. But yeah, so here is the final look with some hair. And I'm not putting on nails. Sorry about it. Sorry. Yeah, I think these darker earrings, they have a little bit more presence. I could have used the Final Girl ones, but I like these as well. I've got little Strawberry Shortcake. And I think the Strawberry Shortcake one, they're different characters. Yeah. So these are kind of fun. It's 2 different sets of characters. So there's Strawberry Shortcake. Who is that little fucker? Because that's Blueberry Muffin. Who's that? Who dat? Who's that one? I don't know who she is. Raspberry Tart. And then we've got Lemon Meringue and Orange Marmalade. Who dat is? I don't know who that is. I don't know. But I've got so many fun little earrings from Femme de Bloom. This is also Pride appropriate. They don't really match this look. Plum Pudding, maybe? That could be it. I always forget I have these. Hi, gay. These are not Femme de Bloom. These were somebody else, but I can't remember. Maybe these were Femme de Bloom. Were these the first ones that I found from Femme de Bloom? No, I don't think they are. These were, I think, somebody else. These little high gay earrings. Also, yeah, because all the other ones are printed. Those are like carved and then painted. These I wore for my Pac-Man photo shoot. They're little Pac-Man earrings from Femme de Bloom. I have so much cute jewelry. I'm so glad that I found such like cute jewelry suppliers. I'm here for it. If you remember those who are kids of the 80s, the little Halloween tapes. I've got little Halloween tapes. Yeah, that high gay. I wish I could remember who it was because they also did these earrings, these little cherry earrings. I can't remember who they are though. I can't remember how I found them because I don't think they're eBay. I think I found them some other way, but this little like cherry earrings I thought was really fun. And then these are also good. These are Femme de Bloom. Where are my Schitt's Creek fans at? Ew, David. These are a lot of fun. These would be good with this look too, but I like the little Stephen King ones. So those are some of my Femme de Blooms that we have. Yeah, let's see if there's any other fun jewelry that I just feel the need to talk about. So I'm doing a photo shoot this summer. This is I'm Your Present on Etsy. I love her stuff. My Dumb Blonde, this is going to be used in a shoot. I was very excited. She makes these custom things, and so I had ordered one that says Dumb Blonde. And then I have these little matching earrings that look like little heart-shaped waffles. And the one with this look is going to be the one that Angie and Amy and I are all in together. So we're going to shoot separate things too, but we're also going to be together. So I'm very excited about that. I'm trying to see if there's any other little fun jewelry things we need to talk about. I feel like I've got more Femme de Bloom over here somewhere. Oh yeah, I think I've talked about these before. Her name is Plum Puddin'. Apologies to her for my misspelling. Okay, good. I'm glad that we know who she is now, because I was like, who is that? Because she's not one. I'm surprised they didn't put lime chiffon. I love lime. Again, underrated flavor. They could have put lime chiffon on there, but she didn't. She put plum pudding. I've got these little, she was doing a sale. I don't know if these Rainbow Bright just didn't sell very well, but at one point she had all of the individual color kids on sale for like $6 a pair. And so I have all of the color kids. So I have Red Butler. I have Lala Orange. Canary Yellow. Buddy Blue. I think Patio Green I've already worn once, so I think they're somewhere else. Then we have Indigo. And then Shy Violet. And I do have Patio Green somewhere. I wonder if she's in this little dish that I have those other ones in, since I've already, usually once I take them off the card and I've worn them, I like throw them in this little dish so that I have them. Or I might have set them on this other dish. Are you over here, my love? Let's see, in this other dish, I do have little Jason Voorhees. And we have Feed Me Seymour, when we're always talking about feeding the algorithm. We've got some Feed Me Seymour. We have another style of gem earring. These are all Femme de Bloom. But not Patio Green. So where did Patio Green end up? Did I not? Yeah, because I think this is her card. It's in where all the other ones were. But then where did I set her once I wore her? Did I put it back in here? Oh, I do have Psycho earrings. Love that. Those are cute. Patio Green. I found her. I did set her back in here. Okay, so we've got other gem. My little mirror finally went out. I think she's not plugged in is the problem. But she made it through the whole look, so that's good. And then we have Patio Green. So we have all the little color kids. And I think what I might do is, because I found some, I think I got Rainbow Bright. I think I got a set that are like Rainbow Bright and her little Twinkie Sprite. Twink Sprite, I think is his name. And so I thought about, since I've got all of these individual pairs, Although I do like being able to wear them like as an individual if I just want to be like green or whatever. But I thought about taking one earring from each one and taking it off the earring post and making like a necklace that has all of the color kids. So I need to percolate on that because I may actually do that. Because I do like the idea of having a fun like necklace that's got all the color kids and then having a Rainbow Bright and Twink as the earrings. But then I would just have one earring, just a loose earring of all the other ones. So I don't know. I need to percolate for a bit, but that's something that may happen. Because that's what I need are more projects. I need more crafting projects in my life. Clearly I don't have enough going on. Hiccup. Classy. I finished up my Gatorade. Now I've got some Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar with cherry. Delicious. His name is Twink, yeah. Can I tell you how much it annoys me? Because I'm not a fan of Twinks. I'm not a fan of Twinks. So I hate that her Sprite is named Twink. I'm just not a fan. I don't. They don't do it for me. They don't do it for me. All right. So here we are. Anything else we want to talk about? We've got about 10 minutes before it starts doing the weird buffering thing. So if there's anything that anybody wants to talk about, if we want to chat about. Thank you, everybody, for coming and spending this time with me. I know that it was weird this year to not be in Bismarck and to not have a Pride show. That's a place that I have been involved with for over 2 decades. I, was a friend of mine just asked me if I would come and just like try to put on a show and see if it would work. What am I going to wear out? I'm not even going out in this. I'm just painting. I'm going to do a little bit. I'm going to do some TikToks. I'm going to do some pictures. And then I'm going to wash my face and I'm going to go home and keep reading The Deep. So it's a wild Saturday night here in the House of Champagne Dreams. But yeah, so it's pretty quiet. But yeah, I'm excited about how this look turned out, and it was fun to just kind of sit and have nice conversations. Thank you to Janet, by the way, Janet, who just popped in to ask me where I was going. Thank you to Janet for gifting the Ophiuchus palette from Terra Moons. This was beautiful. It was a lot of fun to play with, and I'm glad that I finally got around to it. And thank you to Alex, who gifted me the Andromeda X Unearthly Cosmetics Woeful Whimsy palette. This gave us some gorgeous options as well. Yeah, so this was a lot of fun. And things are changing with Dakota Outright. So if you've read my whole, like, is this where we kind of start to talk about it a little bit? So I've said before that, like, there's the story and then there's the story behind the story. And so the story, obviously, when they sent me their awful ChatGPT bullshit message, they had said that it was all about, like, the political commentary. Some people found it overwhelming, blah, blah, blah. And everybody who knows me knows that my political commentary is just, like, don't be shitty and don't be a conservative asshole. Like, that's the commentary that was so distressing to people. And so it was all kind of bullshit. But then there's also the story behind the story. Because there are a couple, well, one in particular. Yeah, overwhelming. Ugh, I'm so sorry you're overwhelmed by your poor choices. But there's also the story behind the story, which is that there's somebody who's been involved with the organization for not very long, and there's somebody who's been doing drag for not very long, and they have tried to organize a few events on their own, and they have all imploded spectacularly. And so when the former president of the board moved to Texas, got another job and moved to Texas, and so this person just kind of like jumped in and just sort of named themselves president of the organization. And they wanted to have a show, and all their attempts at putting together a show failed. And so it seems as though this whole push to remove me for being too political may have actually just been that person wanting to take over my show, and knowing that they didn't really have the votes to do it by just saying, I want to do this instead of her. And so instead just was like, oh, we've had these complaints that she's too political, so we should get rid of her. They waited till one of the board members was absent from a meeting, so she couldn't argue against it. And then the other member that was there was new. And so just kind of like tried to push this through. And yeah, pretty sketchy shit. So I think more is going to be coming out about that as we go along. And I know that like they were just trying to get to Pride this weekend and get Pride to go on without a hitch. A lot of former board members and former volunteers have come back. Some have rejoined the board to try to help with this restructuring and regrowing. Some of them are just volunteering where they can. But I think there's going to be a little bit of a reckoning sort of thing. So I hate when incompetent people elect themselves to anything and then fail so hard. And then she made herself president of the board and then moved to Minnesota. So she wasn't even in North Dakota anymore and wasn't having meetings and wasn't doing anything. And just had nothing planned, but then thought she was going to like take over the show. So it's insane. Did I finish? I did finish my article. I sent it in. I've checked on the High Plains Reader. It's not available on the High Plains Reader website yet. The content deadline was just last weekend. And I sent it in on like Friday night, I think. And the content deadline was like Sunday. So I don't know how long it takes them to put it all together and everything, but it should be in the next issue and if you saw on my post tab, I talked about that earlier, but I found my previous article that I did, I found the hard copy of it. So now I know that Ohata sometimes has the High Plains Reader, so I need to keep checking on them to make sure that I can find it, because I did do an article about the whole Dakota outright situation. And so that will be coming out in the next issue. And as soon as they make it available, I'll post the like online version, because I don't know how they release like the online content versus what's going to be in the print content and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not sure how they do that. But once it's available, I will make sure that I add it. I'll put a link on my website. I did publish a post today where if you just can't get enough of me, if you just can't get enough of this face and this braying donkey voice, then I did go ahead and put up a post on janessaj.com of places where you can find me around the internet. So I posted any of the High Plains Reader articles that are still available online, because over the years I've done quite a few, but a lot of them were like kind of pre-website, or the website used to recycle, like get rid of content and put up new content. So what I could find from the High Plains Reader, I put up there. I put the Christmas Past podcast that I was on. The Who's There horror podcast, I put that one up there. I put the video podcast that I was on, the 757 Hustle Show. I've done a couple episodes of that. I put that in the post. My coloring live streams with Allison Troy, Retro Toy Princess. I went ahead and I've got 3 coloring live streams that I've done with her. I put those in there. I didn't put any of like my collabs with people here on YouTube, because those are pretty easy to find through my channel. But I wanted to put in things where it's not as easy and not as obvious to find through YouTube, but it's places that I've popped up on like podcasts or articles or things like that. So if you go over to janessaj.com, that is going to be the newest article in the thoughts and prayers section. So definitely check that out if you want to hear more of me. If you just can't get enough of me, more of me. So yeah, so that's what's going on. But yeah, so excuse me. So this toxic person is out. Ooh, I found a plastic straw. Is gone from the board, and so we shall see if that's what we needed to clear out the toxic energy. We shall see. I don't know what my future is with that group. I honestly don't. Like, this whole thing has been kind of a runaround. And the people who have come back are very apologetic and very like thoughtful, but I'm also just getting older. But I do hope that we do like a like winter show, because we usually would do one like at the end of October, beginning of November. I hope we do something around then again, because December is my 25th anniversary in drag. And with the shows here in Grand Forks being kind of up in the air, and Fargo is always a little bit chaotic. I mean, I could go down there. I know I could go down there if I wanted to, but having a place where I know I can do like a big kind of fun anniversary show would be lovely. So I would love it if we can figure out something so that I can come back for a big anniversary show. And yeah, so that's that. I am loving this look. I don't think I've done like a green look for a hot minute. And I kind of love the shimmer on the eyes that's like sort of different colors and takes it in different directions. I'm loving it. And I'm loving this unicorn snot lipstick too. I feel like I have big old DSL lips. I just love it. This glitter. And I love that this glitter is not making the lipstick under... I mean, they formulated it to go together, but a lot of times lipsticks are in something that'll have like an oil or like glitter, like glosses and stuff. And so because oil will reactivate a liquid lipstick, I mean, it's maybe a little bit goopy. I've been putting a lot on, but I just think this looks really pretty and juicy. Juicy! I hope it works up to your satisfaction. Yes, thank you, CJ. I appreciate that. Yes, I think there's going to be, once Pride is over, there's going to be time for lots of conversations. How did I make it through? I don't know. I just kept getting things that I wanted to play with that weren't green. And so we haven't, and I need to do a green foundation look at some point. I did that blue foundation look, which was not as bad as the purple. I was only stained for about a day. So I was able to get it off my skin pretty quickly. Pretty girl. Happy Pride. But yeah, so I need to do, because I've got some green foundations. Where are they? Yeah, because we've got, I'm such a mess. I overbuy everything. But look, we've got like 4 different green foundations. We've got a metallic green. We've got 2 that are roughly the same. When I do my video, I need to do another video because the most watched video on my channel is my yellow foundation comparison between Sunset Makeup and Indie Beat. And so then when Glisten came out with theirs, I bought a green to match. So I've got Sunset versus Glisten. And then Indie Beat versus Glisten, I bought orange. So I've got 2 orange foundations. And so I need to do, I think I'll do it as one video where I show the green and the orange in the same video. Itchy nose. And, but yeah, I also want to do just like a Wicked Witch Elphaba green look with this. So I just, because these greens are not exactly the same. The yellows were much closer, but I'm still excited, even if they are not quite as matchy as the yellow ones were. But yes, if you haven't seen that video on my channel, it is still my most, as far as I know, I haven't checked for a little while, but it would be hard for something to overtake it. Like even the Golden Girl Part 1 video that I did, which I think is my second watched, is a couple hundred behind it. So I'm pretty sure it's still the most watched. It was the first one to hit 1,000 views. I think might be the only one on my channel that's hit 1,000 views. But yeah, so very exciting. The yellow foundation video. You should check it out. It's a lot of fun. I turned myself into a Simpsons character. Yeah. So that's what's going on. Yes, what's happening here? Yeah. That was Tom, who popped in earlier. He also messaged me on Facebook, so I was like, I should peek into it and see what it says. But yeah, we were just talking a little bit about Bismarck Pride and me not being there. Feels weird. It feels weird. You know, I hope the vendors did well. I hope that the vendors and the crafters and the food stalls and the people that signed up, they're not a part of any of this kind of situation, so I hope that they did very, very well. I hope they made all the sales that they wanted to make. I hope that, you know, things came together and continue to come together. They have a couple, I think they have like a potluck and like an interfaith service tomorrow. And so that, yeah, Pride's still going. There's people in the hallway. Can we just have a moment for this cheek? Can we just have a moment for this cheek? Blend Bunny is so good. Blend Bunny is so good. I just... This cheek stuff is so good. I just love it. I love an ombre cheek. I love it. I'm here for it. But yeah. Anything else we need to talk about? Any other questions? Any other thoughts? Any other Pride related things? So don't forget, we do have a Pride chat coming up on Wednesday, and it's a spicy one. So it is on the 17th, Wednesday the 17th. We are going to be talking about why the no kink at Pride people are garbage and why family friendly is an anti-queer term. Stop using it. Stop. Is this look maxing? Yes, thanks, CJ. Really pretty. I think this is look maxing. I think I'm aura farming right now. That's a new one that I heard not too long ago. Aura farming. I think I'm aura farming. Oh my god. Look at that highlight. Look at that highlight. Shut the front door. I just... Oh, I love it. I love it so much. I love it so much. That is so pretty. Clavicular could never... Oh, it's starting to do the thing. So I just had the, like, it just, like, spun around or whatever. You'll have to let me know if it starts to do a weird buffering thing. If it does the buffering thing, we'll end this. If it's not too bad, then maybe we'll hang out for a little bit. We'll see if anybody else has any questions or thoughts or anything that we want to... you are going to make me get the blush eye. Look at this, though. Look at this. Check the material. This is gorgeous. This is... The problem is that to achieve this... of the face palettes. That's the only thing that's, if there's a negative in this situation, it's that you have to get, to create this look, you have to have both palettes. Because one of the blushes is in one of the palettes and one of them is in the other. And now I can't figure out where I set the other blush palette, because I was going to show it again. All my Blend Bunny stuff is kind of stacked up here. Where did you go? Where did you go? Where did you go? Is this content me just singing to myself? Like an idiot? What am I doing? Okay, come back, come back. Let's see, did I put it in this? Yes, it's in the stack, okay. Yeah, so like, because the red, this is the red, and then the mustardy yellow is in this one, and then you end up with doubles of the... They're beautiful. I mean, look at that highlight. I'm not mad at all about having two of them, but how much better would it be if there were two other highlighters? I get that they're like, we wanted everybody of every skin tone to be able to experience this, and it's like, but you know that a lot of people are going to buy both of them, right? Like, you know people are going to buy both, so do 4 fabulous ones that they can use. These are gorgeous. These are gorgeous. I just love it. But yeah, this is the blush, and then the highlighter and the highlighter. And they just... They blend together. The Blend Bunny Masterclass... Epic level performance. I mean, they just really are. I've always liked Blend Bunny, and I've always liked Blend Bunny eyeshadows, and I've always thought their cheek products were pretty good. But like these masterclass blushes are a step above, because I liked the Juicy Cheeks and the Naked Cheeks. I think those 2 blush palettes that they did, they were fine. The Ellis Volume 1, those blush trios were cute. They were really good. They were nice blush formula. But this masterclass blows both of those out of the water. Like, they're just... And that big palette is so good. It's so good. And then when they start adding in little extra little things, because before it was just the one big palette and the little 4-pan blush palette, and like those were good, but now they're like adding to it, and I just love that. Let me grab the other one. I mean, this big blush, I've spent money more frivolously. Yeah, absolutely, I hear you there. I mean, just beautiful. And like this is already gorgeous, but I was like, I can see where like this is gorgeous, but I can see where there's holes in like of the number of blushes that I have. Like these pinks are great, but I want more like warm pinks. I want more orangey peach. There's not a lot of peach blush in here. There's an orange, and then there's some of these that are more like very nudie, peachy kind of colors. But like now that they're starting to expand out, it's like, well, maybe there's gonna be more peach blush. Like this isn't really peach, but this like mustardy color could go in with an orange peach combination. You could add that. There's this beautiful orange like highlighter blush topper. It's so good. So good, I can't take it. Blend Bunny is just goals. Blend Bunny is my favorite brand. I think sometimes I am like, I kind of waffle back and forth, but I think I've just come to the realization, I'm like, no, Blend Bunny is just my favorite brand. If they made like a really good foundation and concealer, like I could do my whole face all the time with Blend Bunny, and I think it would be a lot easier to declutter a lot of products. Because if I could just have Blend Bunny all over my face. I just need more glitter. I just keep adding more glitter. Oh. And it looks like we're not spinning a lot, so nobody said anything about buffering, so good. Delightful. How's everybody else doing on this Saturday? How is your Saturday night going? How was your day? Did you do anything fun? Did you do anything interesting? Anything else that we want to talk about before we go? I was starting to talk about how we're doing the Pride Chat on Wednesday. Excuse me, pretty girl. The Pride Chat about why family friendly is an anti-queer term is on Wednesday. Blend Bunny shadows are not my favorite. Oh no. It took me a while to come around to the mattes. I will say when I first tried their mattes, I was like, I don't know. And I feel like maybe their newer palettes are a different formula than the earlier ones. I did kind of come around on them though. The more I used the Blends palette, the more I really, really liked it. And I love their shimmers. I think the reason why I sometimes used to waffle is because Blend Bunny, their shimmers are beautiful and they are gorgeous, but they haven't really done much with like holochrome, multi-chrome. They have a couple that are more duochromy, but they haven't really done that like really impactful, interesting kind of shifty shimmers. But I just love it. I just love it. Had to go to work today, which was unfortunate. That is unfortunate. I've become such a Kathy comic. I'm just like, now that I work like a 9 to 5 and I have my weekends, the weekends are never long enough. They're never long enough. I'm always resentful when I have to do anything remotely work like on a weekend. I'm always like, Mondays, which is very Garfield, very Kathy comic. But yeah, so I and even like coming here, I'm like in my office where I do my job. So even though I'm not here doing my job, I'm always like, oh, I had to go into the office today. And it's like, well, you didn't have to. You came here to paint a clown face, so get over it. But, so yeah, upcoming Pride content. So we've got more coming through the end of the month. So Wednesday the 17th is going to be the Pride Chat on why family friendly is an anti-queer term. Then on Monday the 22nd, Dion and I are going to be over on Dion's channel. And that's where we're going to be doing Pride looks. And so I'm going to be doing something rainbowy. I'm very excited to play with the Blends palette, the new Blends palette from Blend Bunny. And I'm also maybe going to be doing something. I thought, how am I going to make this more than just my typical kind of rainbow look? And I have some gold leaf sheets that I ordered off of Amazon in a bunch of different colors. So we may add some like gold leaf detail in different colors to the rainbow look. So I'm very excited. Then on the 24th, we are going to be having the final Wednesday Pride Chat here on my channel. We're going to be talking about queer cinema. We're going to be talking about Tu Wong Fu versus Priscilla. We're going to talk about the two big drag queen movies. And then we are going to be, what is after that? We are going to be, Oh, and other like queer cinema. And then on the 29th, we're going to be here on my channel. That's Monday the 29th. Dion and I are going to be here on this channel doing Pride Palette Bingo. So we're going to be doing surprise Pride looks. We're going to we're going to pull 6 shadows from each of our Pride palettes, and we are going to create a look, and we have to use the 6 shades that we get in the randomizer. So very excited for some palette bingo to see what comes up. And yeah, so that is the Pride stuff. I mean, I sometimes do impromptu lives. Who knows if something will pop up and maybe I'll talk about something else, but those are the ones that are scheduled, and they are pre-scheduled on my channel. So if you go to my live tab, you'll see there are some that are marked as upcoming. And I think you can even turn on notifications for individual lives. I'm not sure, but if you click into the little 3 buttons, it'll show you what options are available. So if you want to be notified of any of those specific things, don't forget the one on Monday the 22nd is over on Dion's channel. So eventually that'll show up on mine because we'll be collaborators, but you have to do that after the live is over. So yeah, so that is what's going on. I think we're going to go. Now that I've got my face painted, I kind of forgot that I think my friends are doing like a Pride movie night, and it might be Tu Wong Fu and Priscilla, so maybe I'll even like keep my makeup on and like head on over and watch Priscilla and Tu Wong Fu. That'll get me ready for the Pride chat at the end of the month. But yeah, I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you're having a great time. Thank you so much again. I was feeling like a little bit of a grump today, and so that's why I decided, I was like, I'm gonna go out to the farmer's market. I'm gonna go have lunch at Kaizen. I'm gonna have some ramen. I'm gonna go to Ohata. I'm gonna come and do this live stream, because I was like, I don't want to just sit home and be a Debbie Downer because I'm not a Bismarck Pride. And so, you know what? Things happen. Things are gonna resolve. Everything's gonna be fine. It's just cross-dressing. It's not that serious. It's not that deep. So I'm glad that I came here, and yeah, I'm glad that I had a chance to just have a fun day and come and hang out with fun friends with my chosen family. So thank you again to Alex and Janet for the chosen family palettes that we used for today. And so let's see if I can remember my outro. Anybody who is here in the live, I would love it if you would circle back around and leave me a comment below. Help me feed the beast, help me feed the algorithm. And replay crew, we already know you rock, so definitely leave your thoughts down below to tell us what you think of this look and our chat and our hangout. While you are down there, don't forget that you can give me that thumbs up to tell me that you appreciated this look, or if you are like, girl, what in the ever-loving hell are you doing? What is this about? What is your story? What's happening? We don't understand. Go ahead. Or if you're that toxic person that I was talking about earlier from the Dakota Outright Board, you can leave me that thumbs down too, bitch. Bye. It's all engagement. The algorithm isn't picky, bitch, and neither am I. And while you're down there, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, become part of the family, and hit that bell icon so you'll be notified of all future uploads. I try really hard to make sure I have at least 1 video or live per week, and if you're lucky, if you're very lucky, you might even get a bonus video. Ooh, Ophiucasorific. If you'd like to chat, banter, or commiserate between uploads, all of my social media will be linked down in the description box, including a link to my website, just pretend it's there, The World of Champagne at JanessaJ.com. Thank you so much for watching. I love and appreciate all of you, and have a wonderful Pride, have a wonderful night, and until I see you again, bye. Okay, there it is. Awkward shutting down of the stream. Bye.